Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. What? Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. What? You must love us cause you can't stop watching. Hey. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping like it's New Year's Eve. Boys, James IV, that's Roman numeral 4 off the top with the intro. What up, K-Sap, no cap, that's the big bro. You know the ladies hold it down for the team. We be the hottest on this YouTube screens. We got sports, media, news, that round table talk. Them other parts say you got the same sauce. Nah, hit us in the chat, but no haters allowed. Send you to the block party, what you gotta say now? We on live, hit us up and subscribe. If you like it to share, show love instead of staring. Man behind the mic, numbers don't lie. Send me a super chat to all that may apply. Ain't no party like an SPD party. Let's get the show started, pull up, everybody. Come on. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. What? Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. What? You must love us cause you can't stop watching. Hey. You must love us cause you can't stop watching.
Yes, yes, yes. You know who it is. It's your favorite host, the man behind the mic of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, K-Sap. What's up, what's up, what's up? I see everybody in the building. Hey, shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Make sure y'all do me a favor, drop a like on the video. And if you're watching it on the after show, make sure you hype the video up, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. The Cleveland Browns coaching staff is just diabolical, man. And I told you guys, analytics have messed the game of football up. Analytics have messed sports up. This is diabolical on the Cleveland Browns coaching staff today, when you could, even though Shedeur made one bad decision of trying to extend the play and he threw the interception, but they overcame that. They overcame the 2 turnovers, even with Dylan Sampson, and they had a chance to send the game into overtime, but you scored the first touchdown to get down by 8. Instead of kicking the field goal, you want to go for the 2-point conversion. You want to go for the 2-point conversion. That is diabolical, man. You want to go for the 2-point conversion. Analytics has messed the game up. Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Rees, you guys need to take that wildcat package up out of your offense, man, and play ball. And play ball. And when you needed your defense to show up, they didn't show up today. Giving up 185 yards on the ground to Tony Pollard? Come on, man. Shedeur Sanders is who they've been looking for, and he told you that. Shedeur Sanders played absolutely lights out despite the one bad decision, but he's throwing the ball down the field. He did everything possible to get you a chance to send that game into overtime, and the coaching staff messed it up. Messed it up. That is diabolical. I see everybody in the building. Shout out to my man Reggie from the locker room. I see you. Shout out Chancellor. But look no further, man. Cleveland Browns, you got your franchise quarterback. Now what you need to do is build around Shedeur Sanders. Y'all need to go out there and get y'all some offensive linemen. Even though Shedeur balled out today, but every pass that he threw, he was getting pressure in his face. He was staring down the gun barrel, and he still was delivering. Shedeur Sanders, 23 of 42, 364, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 2 sacks, and a QB rating of 97.7, and he ran one in for a score. He had 3 carries, 29 yards. He was averaging 9.7 yards a carry, and he had a touchdown. And the defense let you down. Y'all let Myles Garrett, the defensive end for Cleveland, he was trying to get the pressure on Cam Ward, but he just couldn't get enough pressure. But everybody likes to come in here and critique Shedeur for what Shedeur has done. Y'all need to start critiquing some of these other NFL quarterbacks. Because if you look at the way Cam Ward played, why don't nobody critique that? Cam Ward didn't have a stellar game. Cam Ward was missing a lot of throws. Cam Ward was throwing a lot of ill-advised throws to be the number one pick. And that's why I've told you guys, when it comes down between Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward, I'm always taking Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders just showed everybody what he's capable of doing. Shedeur Sanders, 3 touchdowns in the air, 1 on the ground. And the touch that he puts on the ball, like we already know, people ain't got to tell us because we've been telling them. But the coaching staff, man, should be taking a lot of heat for this loss. Even though Shedeur had the interception that turned into a touchdown run by Tony Pollard, he overcame the Dylan Sampson fumble. He marched right back down the field under duress, poised in the pocket, letting that ball go. And he brought you back. But y'all want to go for 2 points because analytics told you so. You got to build around Shedeur. Everybody talking about Francisco Mendoza. No. You go out and get you some offensive linemen and get you one more receiver because Harold Fanning and Shedeur Sanders got something going on. They got something, a thing of beauty going on. The balls that he dropped in there to Harold Fanning, oh my goodness, right in the breadbasket. Like, and everybody wants to point to the interception. The interception didn't cause Cleveland to lose the game. The defense let them down, and also the coaching staff. I agree with that, Reggie. The NBA and NFL are becoming a joke. They're literally throwing games in both leagues. Yeah, analytics got it all messed up. Analytics got it all messed up. I just don't understand what the Cleveland Browns coaching staff was thinking, man. And what have we told y'all earlier? What have I been saying? Y'all let Dylan Gabriel drop back and throw the ball 53 times against Pittsburgh and barely threw for 200 yards. Didn't even throw for 200 yards. Shedeur Sanders today, lights out. He threw for 40. He had 42 attempts, 23 for 42, but 364. It's night and day, man. So you got what you need in quarterback. You got the guy that you need. You got the guy that you need, man. There's no way that you need to see any more tape from Dylan Gabriel. You got everything that you need in Shedeur. You just got to build around him. You got to build around Shedeur. Look, Shedeur Sanders had 364 yards passing, but every time he threw the ball, he was getting hit every time he threw the ball. Like that offensive line, and Juckins couldn't even get started. The defensive lineman was in the backfield before he even get the ball. And then you look at the fact that the defense, man, when you needed your defense to show up, they didn't show up. Exactly, Reggie. The announcer was saying it. Why don't you give 12 a chance? Cleveland needs to take that Wildcat offense out of their package because they know what's coming every time they run the Wildcat. Coaching, when it came down to it, coaching lost this game again. Excuse me, guys. I've been a little bit under the weather, but bear with me. But yeah, like it's diabolical the way they just take the ball out of Shedeur's Sanders' hands. That's a winnable game, man. That's a winnable game, man. And you took the ball away from Shedeur when it mattered most. 2 2-point conversion. Why would you go for a 2-point conversion? All you had to do was kick the field goal, made it a 1-possession game. It'd have been 31-24. And the next score that Cleveland had, that sends it into overtime. It sends it into overtime. And then you see in the one red zone, when you gave him a chance in the red zone to throw the ball, and the only reason why he got a chance is because it was a false start on the Wildcats, so they backed him up. Shedeur had to come back in the game. 3rd down and goal. Shedeur Sanders throws a pinpoint pass to David Njoku right in the corner. And just like the announcer said, he put it in a spot where only he could get it. And then the same thing when he threw the touchdown to Harold Fannin. Threw it in a spot where only he could get it. And then he threw the dime to Jerry Jeudy across the field. The announcers was all over that, like, man, there's a lot of quarterbacks that can't make that throw. Shedeur made every throw today. He made the intermediate throws, the throws in the middle of the field, and the throws down the field. Like, I just don't understand. Kevin Stefanski, man, and that coaching staff, man, you went out sad on that, man. But look, Cleveland ain't got nothing to play for. They ain't got nothing to play for. So I guess that's why Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Rees thought it was good enough to go for the 2-point conversion. That's the problem, man. Everybody wants to critique Shedeur Sanders for how he plays quarterback. You need to start critiquing his coaching staff for the play calls that they mustering up. The defense let you down today. Special teams had a blunder. You take this game into overtime. And just like the announcer said, all these exotic packages, take them out. Man, Shedeur was doing it, man. Shedeur was doing it. Browns lost 31-29. And, you know, a lot of people want to compare Shedeur to Cam Ward. To me, Shedeur Sanders head and shoulders is better than Cam Ward. If y'all watch that game and just look at some of the throws Cam Ward had and some of the plays that he had, he throws a lot of balls, misses a lot of receivers. He throw high, almost like Dylan Gabriel. I'm not trying to bash Cam Ward, but I'm taking Shedeur 10 out of 10, man. Shedeur just proved that he should have been the number 1 pick. And the announcer was saying all the intangibles that people knew about Shedeur, they was on display today. Yeah, Shedeur stood up in the middle of the gun barrel. He was taking shots. I'm surprised he only had one roughing the passer because he was hit a couple times that they should have threw roughing the passer. Should have threw the flag. I mean, like, and look, we got to say this. Cleveland's offensive line is terrible. And Shedeur still went out there and got it done from a quarterback standpoint. But as far as the game went, coaching let him down, man. Coaching let him down, man. I just can't believe the coaching let him down the way that they did. It's the fact that you go for the 2-point conversion. Like, what was he thinking? What are you thinking? Yeah, the Titans ran the ball. You gave up 185 yards on the ground to Tony Pollard. When is the last time Tony Pollard put 185 up on the ground? 2 long touchdowns. 2 long touchdowns. And see, everybody wants to look at this Cleveland defense and say, oh, they got a lights-out defense. Now they got a lights-out Myles Garrett because they was getting gashed. That defensive front was getting gashed. So that goes to show you, man, Cleveland got the quarterback they need, man. They just need to start building around him. They wasted majority of their season trying to evaluate what Dylan Gabriel was capable of doing. And Shedeur Sanders just flat out balled out, man. And look, This is what's so special about the way Shedeur balled out, because everybody before that game against Miami, and they was talking about the weather conditions. Well, they didn't want to let Dylan Gabriel throw the ball because it was going to be rainy. The ball's going to be wet and slippery. Shedeur Sanders went out there and balled out in the snow and the cold and with the winds. And he threw the ball around the field the way he did. But they wanted to protect Dylan Gabriel, the dip and don't, the whole game, and just running off the Quinshon Judkins. But Shedeur Sanders went out there in inclement weather and proved to everybody that he can play in all types of weather. They got 4 games left in the season. So Shedeur Sanders' favorite target today was Harold Fannin. He hit Harold Fannin for 8 catches, 114 yards, 14 yards per receptions in a touchdown. Then he hit Jerry Jeudy for 3 for 76 with 1 touchdown on 5 targets. Then Dylan Sampson, 5 for 64. Quinshon Judkins, he took that 1 catch for 58 yards. Then Cedric Tillman, 1 for 23. Gage Larvadan, 2 for 18. And Jerome Ford, 2 for 10. And then David Njoku, 1 for 6 and a touchdown. So that's what I'm saying. He spreaded the ball all around the field. And then you look at Cam Ward. Cam Ward was 14 to 28 for 117 yards. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 sack, a QBR of 70.1. 4 yards per catch. That's diabolical. And you couldn't win the game. Like, coaching is horrible. Coaching is horrible. Man, we got 730 people in here watching. Make sure y'all drop a like on the video, please. And if you haven't, subscribed to the channel, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger, right? Just do me that favor. Also, if you haven't joined the community, hit that join button, man. The doors of the church is open, man. Hit that join button. We do appreciate all the donations. Hit them super chats, man. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, Shedeur Sanders did what he had to do, man. Let's get to some of these comments, man. The fancy still going to say he's evaluating 12. He better not. He better not. I'm still supporting Shedeur. You take him out after he threw a touchdown. Yeah. Then Nelson was saying that the whole time. Like, you taking Shedeur off the field after you threw a touchdown. And see, you got people coming in. See comments like this. Sanders lost to Tennessee. Laughing he's trash. Yeah, I see. I see it. Hey, shout out to K. I can't pronounce it, so I'm just gonna say K.Y. Ben Sarah 61111 for the 10 gifted subs, man. I appreciate that. So this person just gifted 10 subs to some lucky people in the chat to become members of the channel. So I do appreciate that. They're the trolls. They're the trolls. If you watch the game, this young man is the truth on a garbage team. Yeah, because every time he threw the ball, he was getting hit. Appreciate the support. Yeah. Man, Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Reese, I don't know why they drawing up that Wildcat, man. That Wildcat needs to be taken out. Yeah, Shedeur making Harold Fannin Jr. look elite out there. You're right. It's a lot of haters. We ain't worried about the haters. They know what it is. Shout out to Godric 9000 for the $2 super chat. Appreciate the support, my brother. Appreciate the support. Yeah, the doors of the church is open, man. Y'all join the membership, man. Send the super chats, man. I appreciate y'all. You know, without the super chats, man, we can't even run the show right, man. That lets YouTube know that, you know, y'all want to throw us off in the algorithm. Well, I tell you, boy, these people are diabolical, man. Y'all come in there hating on Shedeur Sanders after he put on a performance like that today. Y'all just sick, man. A lot of people, they know what they saw with their eyes. If you come in here trolling Shedeur Sanders on the performance he put on today, y'all just some trolls. Y'all just flat out haters, man. Y'all can't even be serious. Be serious for once. Shedeur Sanders balled out, man. Be serious for once, guys. Y'all come in here talking about Shedeur Sanders is trash. He can't do this and can't do that, man. He just showed. He just showed y'all what he's capable of doing. He showed the Browns organization what y'all been looking for. And that's what it's about, man. Sometimes you got to take the training wheels off of these people, man. And Shedeur Sanders let it rip today. He let it rip. Shedeur Sanders let it rip. Somebody coming here to talk about Bo Nix. You mean Bo Tricks? Bo Nix got y'all fooled, man. Yeah, Bo Nix got y'all fooled. That's Bo Tricks. And y'all tell me he's a 5th round draft pick. Come on, man. At this point, guys, it ain't even about Dylan Gabriel no more. It ain't even about Dylan Gabriel. It's all about Shedeur Sanders, man. They need to build around Shedeur Sanders, man. This coaching staff needs to man up, man. This coaching staff needs to be held accountable, man. What we say is self-destruction, man. Like, I don't understand, man. Like, at this point, guys, it ain't even about Dylan Gabriel. It ain't even about Dylan Gabriel, man. It's all about Shedeur Sanders and what Shedeur Sanders is capable of doing. Cleveland knows what he's capable of doing. Let's go ahead and listen to what Shedeur Sanders had to say at the press conference, man. Let's listen to Shedeur's press conference, guys. Just 1 second. We're going to listen to Shedeur's press conference, man. Let's listen to what my man Shedeur said. Let's go ahead and listen to Shedeur. All right, let's take a listen to what Shedeur Sanders had to say.
Or quote unquote your team as the quarterback now compared to a couple weeks ago?
I mean, a couple weeks ago I wasn't the starter. It was only like third game.
But how much more just how much more comfortable do you feel in that role?
I mean, I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. You gotta understand, like that's just kind of like the situation I'm in, and I'm fine with that. I love that, you know, because my story and everything inspires people to make sure, even if they're in uncomfortable positions and situations, to stay on course and keep that mental strong, you know, and be able to push through adversity, knowing that you'll be able to see the other side one day. So that's kind of what it is.
When you ran it in and then you threw that touchdown pass and you're bringing the Browns back there at the end, how much love did you feel from the dog pound and from the fans? And can you just feel the excitement here and what it's going to be like when you guys kind of get this thing going?
Yeah, I always seen the assignment since draft day. I seen the assignment, you know, so ain't nothing changed. Nothing changed with it at all. But enjoy, like deep down within myself, you know, that's where I felt the most excitement, because it's like, you know, sometimes you don't know if you're going to get in that place, you know, you don't know if you're going to get in the end zone. It's a lot, you know, that come with this game. It's a lot to even get on the field. So it's like the fact to be able to start making that a habit, you know, that's new to me. That's something different for me. So, you know, I'm just thankful for that.
What would you like to accomplish in these next, I know you always talk about getting better each time. In these next few weeks, what would you like to accomplish? Obviously, besides winning, but what would you like to accomplish in terms of improving every single start?
I feel like this week we have improved from sideline communication, just keeping everybody chill, keeping everybody under one tent, basically, analogy. Communication with everybody, just checking everybody's temperature, how everybody's feeling, what we need to do offensively, what players are comfortable with, everything. So I feel like that was something that I feel like we improved this week. Going into next week, of course, it'll be timing. It'll be being able to anticipate a little bit more, being able to do different things. See throws, I missed how to get in that rhythm early on. Like it's a lot of things I would say that we go in a week trying to improve, and we got to look at the film. I know I didn't play perfect, so it's definitely being able to see that, being able to go over and rekindle my thoughts on what I missed and why I missed it, to get to the root of everything, so then it won't be consistent problems. So every week we're looking to change mentally, physically, and emotionally, so then we all are in a better place for next week.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Now, you guys heard what Shedeur Sanders had to say, man. I heard what Shedeur Sanders had to say, man. This is just downright diabolical, man. I see a lot of people, they just don't like Shedeur. That's the bottom line. A lot of people that's in the chat, y'all just don't like Shedeur. I mean, Shedeur balled out, but y'all guys, y'all want to critique Shedeur Sanders. Y'all want to critique. This is what I'm going to tell y'all. Y'all want to critique somebody that y'all say is a 5th round draft choice and selected 144, but y'all want to critique him. Y'all want to critique a 5th round draft pick. Make it make sense. Y'all want to critique a 5th round draft pick. Y'all want to come in here and say that he's trash. Y'all want to critique a 5th round draft pick. Shout out to Angela Dawkins, 5641 for the $2 super chat. Explain to the haters, simply ball dropping. I'm trying to explain. They want to critique who they say is a 5th round draft pick, but y'all want to critique a 5th round draft pick. But y'all not out there critiquing Cam Ward, Tyler Shuck, Jackson Dart. Y'all not critiquing people like that. But y'all critiquing Shedeur Sanders off of a game that he put up today where Shedeur Sanders was absolute lights out, 364 yards passing, 3 TDs in the air, and 1 on the ground. And y'all still want to come in here and troll and say that he's trash. That just goes to show that y'all just dislike Shedeur Sanders and that Deion Sanders mantra. That's what it is. Because Shedeur Sanders just showed you that he's him. Shedeur Sanders is an elite quarterback, 1st round talent. In his 3rd start, putting up numbers like that. Dylan Gabriel didn't put up numbers like that in 3 games. In 3 games that Dylan Gabriel played to start the season, Shedeur Sanders in 1 game threw for more passing yards than him. Shedeur Sanders threw 3 touchdowns a day and 1 on the ground. 364 yards passing. Dylan Gabriel threw the ball 56 times against Pittsburgh. How many yards did he throw for? I'll wait. This is the stuff. This is the stuff we deal with. Shedeur is Bronny James at quarterback. Y'all guys is sick. We got some sick people in the chat, y'all. Exactly. Y'all just don't know football. Y'all just dislike Shedeur Sanders. All this critiquing with Shedeur Sanders. Let me hear the critique on Cam Ward. Let me hear the critique on Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the incompetency of the coaching staff, where it seems like they don't want Shedeur Sanders to succeed. You got a quarterback that's cooking the way he was cooking today, and you take the ball out of his hands because you want to go for 2? You want to go for 2? Despite the turnovers, despite the interception and the fumble, that game should have went into overtime. That game should have went into overtime. That game should have went into overtime. That game should have went into overtime, guys. There's no way possibility that game shouldn't have went into overtime, man. I just disagree with the Wildcat. You got to take that whole thing up out of there. Kevin Stefanski is writing a playbook on how to lose a locker room. Yeah. Despite that one bad throw by Shedeur, which he shouldn't have threw the ball. You know what I'm saying? You can't throw it in the middle of the field up for grabs, falling that deep in the pocket. But he overcame them 2 turnovers to lead that team back when their back was against the wall with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you muster up 2 drives to score a touchdown. And y'all want to run the Wildcat. For what? The Browns scored 29 points, the most in a game all season, but the defense gave up over 30. Yeah, the defense didn't play well. The run game, they got gashed in the run game. You let Tony Pollard gash him. They let Tony Pollard gash him. Now, he didn't ball out by himself, man. The offense did what they had to do, man. Despite the turnovers, they overcame them turnovers. The game should have went in overtime. Then it's a play on. Special teams let them down. Yeah. The play calling. Like, you let the guy push up the middle, block the punt. Like the special teams, like, but don't nobody want to look at that. Don't nobody want to critique that. They want to critique Shedeur. That's all they want to do is critique the shore. And the more you look at it is that they don't want to win. They don't want to win, man. Like they said, this is a red shirt year. Play calling is too predictable. When you bring that Wildcat in there, you know Juckins getting the ball. Yeah, I need Shedeur in Minnesota. I need him in Minnesota. Like, look, Dion popped up on Kevin Stefanski yesterday. I don't know what that exchange was, but Shedeur was out there slinging that thing. And to be down 2 scores with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you marched the ball down the field each time and responded, that goes to show you that Shedeur got what it takes. And Tennessee's defense ain't that bad. They was getting through on Cleveland. Every time Shedeur threw the ball, he was getting knocked around. But he stood in the pocket and delivered some beautiful balls. He delivered some balls that some of these NFL veterans can't make. But nobody want to talk about that. Like, that's a winnable game, man. The coaching staff, that's a fireable offense. The interception didn't lose the game, man. You don't lose the game in one play. It was too much time after that interception. You don't lose the game in one play. Yeah, you threw the interception when you was up 17-14, but the defense gave up a 40-yard touchdown run to Tony Pollard. The defense just wasn't there today. Myles Garrett had 1 sack. I mean, that defense, if it wasn't for Myles Garrett playing lights out on the outside, we wouldn't be talking about Cleveland's defense. We wouldn't be talking about Cleveland's defense. Offensive line can't block nobody. Every time Quinshon Judkins was getting the ball, he was getting hit in the backfield. He didn't have too much space to run. Even on the screen plays, Shedeur was getting knocked down on the screen plays when he was throwing the ball. Yeah, Schwesinger's a dog. Yeah, Schlesinger is a dog. But I'm just saying, if it wasn't for Myles Garrett, because the paces he's on for these sacks, we wouldn't be talking about the Cleveland Browns defense. And y'all know that's a fact. Special teams, overall, man, that team is bad overall, man. But you gotta make some light out of the situation that Shedeur just proved to all the naysayers that he's a first round talent. He should have went number 1 overall. Yeah, Shedeur did his part. It ain't even about Shedeur. It ain't even about Shedeur, guys. It's about the offensive coaching staff that is literally don't know how to call plays. That Wildcat needs to be taken out of their whole offensive playbook. Shedeur Sanders is their franchise quarterback. You got to build around him. Coming up this draft, man, you got to go in there. You got to get some offensive linemen, man. You got to get some offensive linemen. Man, y'all stop talking about Mendoza. Mendoza don't show me nothing because he'll be in the same situation as Shedeur. When you got bad offensive line and bad play calling, it ain't going to make no difference. Mendoza can't make them throws Shedeur makes, and y'all know that for a fact. He can't make them throws Shedeur makes. Indiana got a great offensive line. A great offensive line. And that showed against Ohio State yesterday. They got a great offensive line. Indiana got a great offensive line. Yeah, hey, I got nothing against Cam Ward, but if everybody wants to come in here and critique Shedeur and say he trash and all that, that's critique the number 1 overall pick that has been on the field for the Titans for 14 weeks. First team reps every day. Continuity with his team. And somebody that was never getting first team reps and came in and played the way he played against Tennessee and outplayed Cam Ward, you got to give him some respect. Shout out to Resurrect Minds for the $2 super chat. Mendoza trash, only 13 against Ohio State. Yes. And Ohio State got an offensive, Indiana got an offensive line that protects him. That's what I'm saying. After you throw for 365 yards, when is the last time a Cleveland quarterback threw for 365 yards? I'll wait. And then for sure, and see, for a lot of people that say, oh, Shedeur Sanders can't escape the pocket, look what he did on the touchdown run. They had him smothered. Grabbed him by his sleeve. He broke out of that, spun off, and went in there for a touchdown. That's all I'm saying. I want y'all to critique how Lamar Jackson played today. Critique that. Critique Josh Allen, some of the bad throws that he made today, even though Buffalo came back and won because he beat Cincinnati with his feet. But critique him. Critique Joe Burrows for the interception that he threw. Critique him. Critique Jaden Daniels. Critique all these guys that had first team reps and has been in the league over 2 years, but y'all want to come in here and critique Shedeur, talking about he trash because he threw 1 pick today. Come on, guys. And Shedeur Sanders did all this in inclement weather, which they said that they was going to bog the offense down if Dylan Gabriel was the quarterback. You saw what they did against Miami. They wouldn't let Dylan Gabriel throw the ball because of inclement weather. That inclement weather didn't bother Shedeur. He was out there throwing that ball. He was out there throwing that ball. Exactly. Shedeur should have been the number 1 pick in the draft. I totally agree with that. Browns' last quarterback throw for 350 yards in the game was on December 2nd, 2024, when Jameis Winston set the franchise single record with 497 yards passing against the Denver Broncos. That's a fact. That's a fact. But how long has Jameis Winston been in the league? And y'all guys coming here critiquing a quarterback that got picked in the 5th round. But y'all don't want y'all. That's what y'all focus on. People are so focused on because we have Shedeur Sanders back. We have Shedeur Sanders' best entrance. So what y'all want to do is come in here and think that y'all right and want to bash Shedeur because we support Shedeur. That's what y'all do. So y'all just want to come in here and troll. Shedeur Sanders, this is his 3rd start. 3rd start. And went out there and balled out the way he did, man. We can't make this stuff up. We can't make this stuff up, man. But won't y'all critique some of them NFL veterans that y'all saw play today? And tell me how their performance was. See, y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all just want to come in here when we talking about, y'all talking about Shedeur lost the game for him and all that. We don't want to hear that. Coaching lost that game. Shedeur Sanders recovered from them 2 turnovers and let them down the score. But y'all don't want to talk about that. See, don't nobody want to talk about that. Didn't nobody want to talk about Jared Goff. Don't nobody want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the big name quarterbacks. Y'all focus on a 5th round draft pick. Y'all want to tear a 5th round draft pick down for him going out there balling out today. That's the problem. He went out there and did this in the snow, guys. Inclement weather, where they tried to bog down the offense when Dylan Gabriel was quarterback. They didn't want to throw the ball. But see, that's the problem that we have. A lot of people is so hell-bent on trying to critique Shedeur Sanders that you're not even watching your favorite team play. You so focused on Shedeur Sanders, wanting Shedeur Sanders to fail, instead of keeping matters at hand and watching your own team. But you just wait till we fire up these lives and we give kudos to Shedeur and we say that the Cleveland Browns as a whole is awful. Bad play calling. Bad offensive line, bad special teams, bad head coach. But y'all want to blame Shedeur. Like, that's nasty work. That is nasty work. But y'all don't even want to criticize y'all don't want to criticize y'all's own quarterbacks. Don't nobody want to criticize J.J. McCarthy from the Minnesota Vikings. He was a top draft pick for us. But don't nobody want to critique him. Everybody wants to critique Shedeur Sanders, a 5th round draft choice. And y'all want to critique him. Shedeur is not the problem. Shedeur is the answer to your problem. You just gotta build around him. You gotta build around him, man. Shedeur is the answer. You take the training wheels off of him, let him sling that ball, he gonna move it. Shout out to PA for the $5 super chat. Took 12, 1 game in the SWAC, 0 games in the FBS, and 2.5 games in the NFL, all to figure out game speed. The NFL in trouble because 12 is coming. Salute. Totally agree with that. And Kevin Stefanski said the other day in his post-game press conference that Shedeur Sanders is having trouble adjusting to speed. Shout out to Nate Goodwin, 9258 for the $5 super chat. I love Shedeur, but wins and losses are a quarterback stat. If they don't win another game this year, the harsh truth is they may draft Mendoza. That's not going to work. I appreciate the support, but that's not going to work. Drafting another quarterback is not going to work. Shedeur is your answer. Drafting another quarterback is not going to work because you're going to be in the same situation, man. Your offensive line is trash. Your special teams is trash. Your defense gives up big plays. Mendoza is not the answer, man. See, like people come in here and talk about, man, come on, y'all. I just don't understand, man. That's the dislike that y'all have for Shedeur Sanders, man. Y'all making this all about Shedeur Sanders by name dropping all these quarterbacks that y'all think these quarterbacks can't do what Shedeur do, man. Y'all keep doing that. You draft another quarterback, you wasting time, man. If you draft another quarterback, you're wasting time, man. Because now you're going to be back in the same situation. Now that Deshaun Watson has been cleared to play, what they going to do with Deshaun Watson? You got to try to move that money around. Man, Mendoza don't move the needle. You just need to get a whole new coaching staff. Now, see, there's some rumors out there spreading around about John Gruden. Shout out to E Brown 593 becoming a new member, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate the new membership. Y'all give him a round of applause for the new membership. Appreciate you. Mendoza is not. Yeah, y'all get John Gruden in there to call the plays. He knows how to evaluate a quarterback. And a lot of people say they don't want Shedeur in Cleveland, man. I mean, hindsight is 2020. I don't want him in Cleveland either. Because if you're going to take the balls out of the hand of somebody that got you down the field every time, and y'all want to bring this Wildcat in there, it's not going to work, man. It's not going to work. What Cleveland needs is offensive linemen and one big play receiver. I thought Shedeur Sanders put that ball right on Jerry Jeudy for Jerry Jeudy to catch that and keep running, and he did that. He did that. Harold Fannin Jr., I trust in Harold Fannin Jr. more than I trust in Jerry Jeudy. I trust in Harold Fannin Jr. more than I trust in Jerry Jeudy. Cleveland waited too long, man. They waited too long, man. That's the problem. They waited too long, man. It's disappointing. It is disappointing the way the defense played. I'm kind of upset in the way the defense played, man. And for people to talking about this Shedeur Sanders proving enough to be quarterback one, man, come on, y'all diabolical. He showed more than enough. That's what's diabolical. He showed more than enough. I don't know what else that y'all want Shedeur to do, man. Shedeur Sanders, he's handled the criticism. He handled everything that you said he couldn't handle, and he's out there doing it. I just don't understand, man. I really don't understand. Like, Shedeur Sanders is who the Cleveland Browns need, man. Defense was terrible. Y'all gave up 185 yards to Tony Pollard. They gave up 185 yards to one running back and Tony Pollard. You know, I just can't make this stuff up, man. Tony Pollard had 25 carries, 161 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's terrible. You couldn't stop the run today. You could not stop the run, man. And the coaching staff just added on. It's terrible. Yeah, they are a terrible team. I totally agree. They can't get right. When you needed the defense to step up, they didn't. But you see, look, they talking about he lost to the worst team in the league. See, that's the stuff we talking about. Shedeur can't play defense. You're right, Craig. Can't play defense. You see, everybody want to come in here and say Shedeur lost the game. Just terrible coaching. They always find a way to lose, man. Like analytics, man. I'm just pointing this to analytics. Analytics that messed the game up. Analytics that had Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Rees go for 2 2-point conversions. Why is that? All you had to do was kick the field goal. Then the second score, you go into overtime. Because Cam Ward wasn't marching the ball down the field. Cam Ward's best drive of the game was the first drive that he had. But outside of that, he couldn't get nothing going. He couldn't get nothing going. Outside of the first drive Tennessee had, that was Cam Ward's best drive of the game. Other than that, he couldn't get the ball down the field, man. He couldn't get the ball down the field. The run game killed him. The run game killed him. Run game killed him, man. Anything is possible to happen when you play Cleveland, though. Like they need a major shakeup, man. They need a major shakeup, man. They need a major shakeup, man. That whole coaching staff needs a makeover, man. They need a whole makeover. Like, I don't care what you guys say, man. What we saw from Shedeur Sanders, man, I don't need to see no more, man. I don't need to see no more for him to be evaluated week to week. I saw what I needed to see. And you can't convince me otherwise that Shedeur Sanders is not the future quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. You can't tell me otherwise. He is the future. You need to build around this guy, man. And Shedeur Sanders is saying all the right things, man. He's being so humble. He's being so humble right now. He's being so humble right now, man. See, and everybody, y'all try to come in here and move the goalposts talking about Tennessee trash. That's an NFL football team, man. But for y'all to come in here and just pinpoint and talk about Shedeur's trash, that's all y'all want to say. Won't y'all critique the whole team? Won't y'all tell me what y'all saw in Cleveland as a team? Let me know what y'all saw in Cleveland's defense, giving up 31 points to the Titans. This is Cam Ward's first game with 2 touchdowns. This is Cam Ward's first game with 2 touchdowns. It came against Cleveland. So I guess that's Shedeur's fault. So y'all tell me what y'all saw in the defense, man. See, this is the problem I have. Y'all talking about these teams are trash, man. Cam Ward against y'all's Cleveland Browns, the defense that y'all saying was lights out, but I beg to differ because Myles Garrett is making that defense go, but you're wasting Myles Garrett's effort because of the fact that you're losing games. Yeah, he's on a historical run, but it's not accumulating to wins. But y'all want to come in here and blame Shedeur instead of blaming the defense that gave up 31 points. Shedeur, every time that they scored, Shedeur responded. He scored. He scored. You got a rookie quarterback, right? Third start of his NFL career. You down 14 points with 7 minutes left. And you mustered 2 drives to have it potentially go into overtime, and your coaching staff fumbled the bag. So y'all don't want to talk about that. You down 14 points. You down 14 points with 7 minutes to go. And Tennessee still had the ball. Y'all had to get a stop. Shedeur got back out down on the field and started marching them right down the field for a score. And then you try to go for 2. Why didn't you just kick the field goal to make it a 1-score game? Then your defense holds, and then Shedeur marches them right back down the field and scores with 1:12 left. Now you had to go for 2. And that Wildcat situation they was in, why didn't you just let Shedeur be in there? This is crazy. This is crazy work, man. Like, it's so frustrating, man. And then you got folks that want to come in here and blame it on Shedeur. It's crazy. I ain't blocking the trolls. The trolls need love too. Trolls are just trolls, man. They are undercover, secretly lovers of Shedeur. That's what it is. That's why they trolling like that. They undercover fans. So we're going to let the trolls stay here. That Wildcat needs to be thrown up out their offense, man. That Wildcat needs to be thrown up out that offense. Even when he threw the pass to Juckins early in the game, and Juckins took it down to the 2-yard line, and they took Shedeur out. They brought the Wildcat in, and if it wasn't for the false start, Shedeur Sanders would have never came back in there. But as soon as they brought Shedeur back in there, he throws the touchdown to David Njoku. Throws the touchdown to David Njoku. Shedeur Sanders did all that with a terrible offensive line, the same offensive line that y'all was making excuses for Dylan Gabriel, while Dylan Gabriel couldn't perform. But Shedeur Sanders, under the same circumstances, went out there and balled with the same offensive line Dylan Gabriel had. And what did Shedeur do? What did Shedeur do? Shedeur Sanders balled out. And it goes to show that Shedeur Sanders is capable of winning a lot of games for the Cleveland Browns. But there's some things that y'all just got to clean up. Defense was terrible. Shedeur Sanders is a competitor. We saw the hits he took in Colorado. We saw the hits he took in Colorado. Yeah. We saw the hits he took in Colorado. Like, Shedeur Sanders is what Cleveland been looking for, man. He's been telling you that. He's been telling you that. Gage Larverdale. Look, fumbling punts again, but he got back on it. Ball security. Dylan Sampson laid the ball on the turf. But they overcame them turnovers and still had a chance to put the game in overtime, man. Still had a chance to put the game in overtime. Like, it's crazy. We ain't blocking the trolls, man. Don't worry about the trolls, man. Don't worry about the trolls, man. Don't worry about them trolls. But if you're a moderator, you do what you got to do. I can't stop you. If you're a moderator, do what they got to do. If you're a moderator and you feel like certain people need to be blocked, block them. That's why y'all got a wrench. That's why y'all got a wrench. Y'all can block them. Unity 0766. Want to be a moderator? I'll make you a mod. All right, Unity, you now mod. Do what you got to do. Protect this community. Protect this community. Kizzy Gilgore said Judy was suspect. He didn't want that touchdown, bum ass. Well, y'all diabolical. Yeah. Yeah. But nah, man. I just wanted to come on and talk about it. I just wanted to come on and talk about it, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I know y'all probably watching some late games in the evening. But appreciate everybody that tuned in. Appreciate everybody's been rocking with me. Appreciate everybody that took their Sunday evening to rock with me after the game. Coming here. But look, don't let them fool you, man. Shedeur is who they need, man. They found who they looking for. Shedeur already told you, I'm who you need. But look, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody that rode through. Appreciate y'all support. This is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.